Hey everybody, welcome to the Blue Collar Beer Gentleman. I'm Chris. I started this channel because I like craft beer, but I'm on a limited budget and I wanted to demonstrate it was possible to enjoy good quality beers without having to break the bank. So the beers that I review on this channel usually come in around the $2 price range, and such is the case with today's selection. I paid $2.29 for this 12-ounce bottle of Bell's Amber Ale. Let me see. I believe that's a crane. I'm not 100% positive what kind of bird that is, but I think that's a crane. Quick notes about this beer. It's a 5.8 ABV. Typically, American ambers come in between 4.5 and 6.2 on the ABV, so it's about a little higher range. Um, Bell's doesn't technically do IBUs. Here's the deal. If you go to Bell's website and you look at their beers, they'll tell you that they give this explanation as to why they don't do IBUs. And um, the main reason is they say that it's basically something that works great for home brewers, but not for commercial brewers. And as I've said before, and I really am, I'm doing my homework, and one day we're going to have a review of, not a review, but a whole video about whether IBUs matter or not, or whether they mean anything or not. But for now, suffice to say, it's 32 IBUs. Typically, American ambers come in between 25 to 40. 40 of my friends on Untapped have given this a cumulative score of 3.40. 108,000 of us have given a cumulative score of 3.59. Beer Advocate has 3,297 rankings, giving it a cumulative score of 87, which on their scale is very good. I myself have reviewed 6 beers from Bell's so far with a 3.96 average for the brewery. Quick description: the beer that helped build our brewery, Bell's Amber Ale, features both toasted and sweet caramel notes from carefully balanced malts, balanced in herbal and citrus hop aromas, capped by a clean bitterness. It's incredibly versatile with food, but very tasty on its own. Shelf life is 6 months. This was packaged. Oh, I'm getting this in just before. So it's not even just before. It's exactly 6 months. So this beer is 6 months old, and that is the shelf life. So I'm glad I'm drinking it today. Really bad habit of not checking the dates on the beers, and I gotta be honest, because my local bottle shop is not so great about checking the dates on those beers either. I need to do much better about that. About amber ales. Ambers actually did spring out of the red ale phenomena, but they are considered different than red ales. They did start out as a British variety, and naturally, when the variety came to the US, what made it different and what made it distinctly American was increasing the hops. So just about any time you take a British beer and you bring it here to the States, how you're going to notice the difference is the hop content. Sometimes that's the only difference. So, anyway, going to be using my British pint glass. If you take a quick look at this glass, you will see that the sides come in as such and does not in fact flare out like others, does not flare out like the Boston Shaker glasses like you get at the breweries. So, anyway, the point is you're not supposed to be using Boston Shaker glasses to drink your beer out of. The breweries, we cut them some slack because, well, that's what stacks most easily and goes into a dishwasher. Um, Well, there you have it. So, going to be using my Firenze bottle opener my man Tony picked up for me when he was in Italy. And Kelly, if you're watching, there's another bottle cap for you, buddy. All right. And let's get to pouring. All right, this is pouring a nice coppery color at this present moment before the colors readjust themselves. What you're seeing on camera is very true to the color. And I am going to describe that as, well, as effervescent as the head is, the beer itself I'm going to describe as medium low. I mean, there's carbonation for sure, but it is kind of low. I'm also seeing little bits of sediment, which is kind of surprising, because you don't normally see that for ambers. Ambers hold a special place for me because when I was first learning to judge beers, amber was the first variety that I learned on. So I'm always going to have a special spot in my heart for ambers. Uh, Beautiful. You are actually seeing, gang, you are seeing the color of this beer, and I am happy for that. So I'm going to give this a quick beard wipe, see what I come across. Kind of boozy, actually. kind of boozy. I'm going to stick my schnoz directly in and see what I encounter. Okay, now I'm getting that caramel and toffee malt. Actually, not even so much toffee, but caramel. I'm definitely getting caramel notes. Caramel notes and herbal. They said that there should be caramel, citrus, and herbal on flavor when I went to the website, and so that's pretty much what I'm seeing in the bouquet here. If you note, we still got a pretty decent head on that, so that's a fairly resilient head, I gotta say. Okay, I'm gonna quit yapping my flap and get to drinking. Cheers. Mm, nice and toasty. It doesn't have so much that biscuity flavor that I'm used to with amber ales, but it is a nice roasted sort of flavor. Even say a little bit nutty. Not substantial, but there's a little bit of nut to this. Um, it's a nice rounded flavor. I mean, they really did a good job of making the hops and the malt uh, meld together in a nice cohesive way. I'm going to describe that as a medium low mouthfeel, and there's no real alcohol burn to it. As I said, I'm a little surprised that there's no biscuity element to it. Usually amber ales, particularly American amber ales, do have a sort of biscuity flavor. There's no biscuity to this, but it is definitely caramel. Caramel and nut are what I taste most, and a nice roasty flavor. So all in all, I gotta say this is a pretty good beer. I think I'm gonna give it a 4.0. It arrived in a bottle, so it doesn't get that extra 0.25. There it is again. If we can get this to focus in, beautiful. There we go. That's what you're looking for. And 229 for an amber ale, 12-ounce bottle. That ain't bad at all. So, as I said, 4.0 is what I'll be giving this on Untapped, and I think it's a pretty good beer. All right, gang. Well, if you like this video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, drink good beer and don't break the bank doing it. Cheers.